Today we're going to look at some Solargraphs using my home-built camera stand. Hey everyone, this is Hayato. I am a newbie pinhole photographer, and I'm here sharing my experiences as I learn this creative form of photography. Hey everyone. So today we're going to look at a couple of Solargraphs, right, using my home-built camera stand. And I did a Solargraph video before, so if you want to see that, please look for that on my channel. So one of the things I like to do on my channel is to be able to share my pinhole photos with you guys kind of at the same moment that I see them for the first time, after coming back from the field. And to do that, I put together this little homemade camera stand, and I'll do a separate video on like all the features and how I put it together. But just really quick, it is made with this piece of extruded aluminum, and it's got this slot in it, and that slot allows kind of this slider mechanism here to go up and down. Right? So that'll allow the camera to get closer or further away from the image, depending on how large the image is. And then also, I've got a couple of pieces of tripod gear here. And what this allows it to do is to rotate kind of this way and also this way, so that we can get the plane of the camera to be parallel to the image. It is connected, right, to my iPad here, right, and, through this HDMI cable, and it's using an app on the iPad to then show the video feed of the HDMI feed. And then I do have a camera over here, which you can't see, right? That's doing the a live recording of the iPad, so we can, so that it can be seen on the YouTube video. So yeah, so that's kind of the overall setup, and let's open up these Solargraphs. Right? So I did another video earlier on my very first Solargraph. So if you want to see that, just take a look at the YouTube channel. Right? It'll be like one of the very first ones I've posted. Okay. And sorry, one thing I gotta explain is if a Solargraph is new to you, right? It's a type of pinhole photography where you take any kind of canister. It doesn't have to be a film canister like this, right? And you put a pinhole in it, then you put a piece of photographic paper behind it, and then you just expose it to the sun somehow. Right? So I taped it to my window at my living room. Right? And then as the sun goes across the sky, it's going to expose the piece of paper. Now, I hope these come out, right? So like we're saying, right? I want to show these to you at the same time that I see them, right? So I don't know that there's actually an image on here. I mean, I could have put the photo paper in backwards, right? Who knows, right? But we're going to find out here. So we just open up the canister here, and then here is the image, right? So I'm going to mount it on this piece of cardboard here, right? And I'm going to use these photo corners. Let me take a quick video of this so you can see what they look like. Right? So these are photo corners, right? That's used to basically mount photographs to matte paper. Sorry, not matte paper, but mount photographs to frames, right, or the matte backing of a frame. I'm going to use these to help with the curl of this thing here, right, so you can lie flat under the camera here. So let's because it is, as you can see, it is quite curled up. Right, so okay, and yep. Alright, this will take a minute. Can be a little bit finicky. So let's put that down there. Now I can't see that there is an image on here. So we got at least one good exposure. Go. Okay, so let's position this. And, is it like this? There we go. I'm gonna put this here to kind of keep the cardboard flat a little bit. Let me put this away. So take a look here. Yep. So You know, it's a little hard to see, right? But we can see that there is a couple of streaks here. Now what I did was I actually rotated this a couple of 3 times as I patted it on the window, right? But we can see here that we've got this really prominent sun streak over here. Then we can also see that there's a couple of a bit more horizontal here, right? And you know, it is a little hard to see, but there you can kind of see the outlines of the trees that are outside my window. Right? So I'm not sure if I can. Can I bring that out if I just increase the exposure on here? Let me just change the shutter speed on here. Yeah, you can see a little bit better. You can see there is a darkness behind the sun streaks. And let me see if I can decrease the exposure. Yeah. And again, right, you can see the kind of the darkness over here, which is kind of the outline of the trees. Now, since I rotated it, the trees are going to also be rotated, so it might look a bit more like a splotch, right? But hopefully, when I process this, it will look quite a bit better. Right? I can add some contrast and stuff like that, right? Oh, and one of the things I can do with this, right, with this setup is, you know, this is a negative, right? It's a negative image, just the way the paper works, the photo paper works, right? So we can actually invert this on this iPad, right? So I'll actually change some settings here, right? Under accessibility, right? So display size text, and then we can do this classic convert, and you can see that all the colors were inverted, right? And then now if I go back to the app, yeah, right? Now the colors are inverted. I was hoping to get more contrast this way, but you know, really just change the image from like a purple to a green, it looks like. So, yep. So that's what the first one looks like. You know, it's not as spectacular as I was hoping, but at the end of this video, I will process it, and show you what it looks like. Right. Okay. So let me put this away. I got this little box here. I'm gonna put the Solargraph in because, you know, it is still photo paper, and as it's exposed to light, it's going to still get more exposed. Right? So I want to put this in a dark box. Now let's take a look at the next one. Right. So this one, I believe, I only rotated once. Right. So and it wasn't exposed as long. So we'll see how that affects the image. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look here. Yeah, right, so yeah, you know, as you can tell, this one came out much better. I think the other one might have been a little overexposed, so I want to say I had this out there for a couple of weeks, it looks like. Right, so yeah, I had some notes on here, right? As opposed to like a month for this other one, right? Or it was over a month, and so it might have been a little overexposed. Yeah. But yeah, let's make sure this is in focus here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, so you can see here, right? We got the two streaks of the sun, right? So yeah, so what I had done was I put it on the window and exposed it for, I don't know, a certain amount of time, I don't remember, right? So we got this streak here, up across the top here, and then I flipped it upside down, right? So now we've got this streak down here, right? What I really like though is the trees here that are kind of sandwiched between the arcs, and it looks like a mirror reflection, right? So we've got the little tree standing up here, and then a reflection of it down here. Right? So yeah, I think this one came out much better than the first one. I think just because of the exposure, right? Yeah, so cool. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some images with the camera, right? And then I'll stick them into Lightroom and do some processing, and I'll show you what both of them look like. Well, hey everybody, I am back after editing these solar graphs, and they turned out really nice. I'm really pleased with the results here. So let's take a look at these. So this is the first one. Oh, by the way, I can see that there's might be some glare and stuff that makes it a little hard to see. But these will be at the end of the video, right? So you can take a kind of a closer look at them. Right? Now, this is the first image, right? And if you recall, right, I wasn't too pleased when they came out of the, or when saw them under the copy stand here. But after doing the editing tweaks and stuff like that, it turned out really nice. I like this one better than the second one. Right? And you should also know that the photo paper I used, right, for this solargraph was black and white photo paper. Now, with the way this works, right, this technique works, with such long exposure times, the paper takes on a tint or a color cast, right? And, for shorter durations, it's got to be blue, and for longer durations, like this one, right, it actually kind of turned purple, right? But it is a monochromatic image. Right? So I did convert to black and white, and then add the green tint here, right, to give the image some life. Right, so, and yeah, it turned out really nice. You can kind of see the this streak of sun, right? I made that vertical, and when you take a look at the end of the video, you'll start seeing the kind of a ghost of the tree over here, and it's very painterly and impressionistic, right? It's got kind of has that kind of vibe to it, right? Yeah, I really like it. Now, I'm going to call this one Descent into Madness, because that's the thought that popped in my mind when I saw this image. And, I don't know why that is, right? Maybe it's so abstract, and of it. Maybe it's, I mean, it's probably the abstraction of it, right? But that's kind of what I thought when I saw the image. So that's why I'm calling it Descent into Madness. And by the way, madness is not always a bad thing, right? And now here is the second image, right? Now this one is a bit more of like a standard landscape, kind of in this solargraphy style, right? Again, black and white image, right, or a monochromatic image that I add the colors to, right, to give it some life. But yeah, it's got more of a standard landscape scene to it, right? We've got the sun arcs here, right, and we got the trees, and it's got the reflection of the trees. Even though there's no pond or lake here, right? But since I flipped the image, or I flipped the canister upside down, partway through the exposure, right, it gave us this kind of reflection, right? So, but yeah, I do really like it though, right? And I'm going to call this one Rising from Madness, because I think this is the kind of thing you want to see, like after you're having like a really stressful day and you're being driven mad, and it's the end of the day and you want to relax, and you want to get out into nature, and this is the kind of thing you want to see, right? There's a nice landscape, picturesque image, with the sky and the sun and the trees and things like that, right? So that's why I'm calling this one Rising from Madness. So yeah, so cool. These turned out really nice. I'm really impressed. Right? So so if you like this content, right, please subscribe to my channel, and then also like the video, and especially if you want to see the upcoming video about this copy stand and how I put it together, be sure to subscribe. And then I'm also on Instagram as pinhole.it, so you can find me there as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.